Well, I am here at the Dormakaba booth, and most of you know Dormakaba as a household name that has a lot of products under the umbrella. And I'm here with Eddie, who is going to be talking to us about some door locks, and I'm here with AJ as well, who's going to be talking to us about smart credentials and all that cool stuff we need to know. Recently, I had the opportunity to be at ISC West in Vegas, and we had a lot of AI integration in pretty much everything. I'm going to start with Eddie when it comes with the locks that you have. These are smart locks.
Correct.
Can you tell me about some of these locks that you have?
One of the greatest things I think you want to touch on before I even expand on the lock is you touch on AI.
Yes.
Right? Whether we want it or not, AI is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
It's here to stay. And I like to believe smart locks is necessarily the same way, right? Dormakaba, we have three options locks. We actually have the online, which necessarily you actually use our community software.
Right.
You have the offline, you still use the hardware as well too. And you actually have third-party integrators will actually tie it into. All we actually do in that case, we pretty much provide the locks and they actually do all the hardware.
When you say offline, what are you specifically talking about in terms? So for those who are watching, you mentioned online. For me, online means that you have constant communication. Is that what it is?
Correct.
And offline means that there is no communication, but you can always come after the fact and reconnect to it.
Which is true, right? The online is ongoing communication, right? Which is tied into a Zigbee. The offline, you actually have this unit, which is an M unit, which is then going to go and take the data out of the lock and see what necessarily happened, 4,000 download information, and bring that back to your base, which is necessarily your computer and hardware.
So are you able to program on here and upload to that as well?
That's exactly what you do. Let's say, for instance, you have a unit. You live in unit 101.
Yes.
So I tell this unit 101 is going to belong to you. So once I go into this lock, I tell unit 101. And the card, wouldn't necessarily use a card or a fob. Once I actually program the fob, the lock will only recognize that unit 101. If, God forbid, my colleague here, let's see, AJ, living in unit 202, he comes and shows his card, his fob, it's not going to open it.
It's not going to open it.
Right? So that's the reason why you actually have the M unit, let's see, to do that heavy lifting for you.
So I'm going to shift gears to AJ, and I know you dealing with all the Aurora.
Yes, sir.
Aurora is a very powerful platform. One of the key things that you and I spoke about that you were telling me was how each credential can accommodate up to 10 user groups.
Yes, it can, by default. At a later stage, if you do require more than 10 groups, then we can certainly discuss that as well. But what we found in the industry is that 10 groups is more than sufficient for 99% of the users we come across. As you know, Roland, we do a lot of work with hospitals, school boards, government institutions.
I've also heard that Aurora has something called a hybrid access control system. What is all that about?
Fantastic, excellent question, Roland. So in a situation where you've already installed hardwired access control at your client's space.
Traditional access control with wires and all that stuff.
Exactly that. Now, how often do you come across a situation where the client has 8 doors, but they tell you, no, Roland, I only want 7, right? So in that moment, you've dispatched your truck, you've pulled the wire, you've done 7 doors. What happens, Roland, 2 weeks later? Oh, Roland, you know what? Not only do I have an additional door, but I have 2 additional doors. All right, Mr. Client. So as opposed to buying wire, pulling wire, getting your technicians on site, we have a wireless locking solution similar to this guy right here. And it communicates with Aurora seamlessly to Aurora, the software itself. It does not perceive this as a wireless door. It counts this as another hardwired door. And you can scale up to 200 of these on your site that you've already got 7 doors on. So it offers you the flexibility of going with a wireless solution that does not sit on the wireless network. So IT teams will love you because this utilizes Zigbee technology. And all you need are
low energy.
Precisely that. And highest encryption. Better than Wi-Fi, better than Bluetooth. And as far as Aurora is concerned, it has 207 hardwired doors. So they work seamlessly. The biggest advantage of this solution is that it's an in-house Dormakaba product. This is a one-stop solution for you in terms of peace of mind, and it offers you the flexibility. Do you want to hardwire some doors where it's going to be hard to run wires? So do you want to use a hybrid system in that solution, or do you want to hardwire everything? It's completely up to you.
Does each door that you're talking about, does it act as a repeater?
So that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
Your gateway, think
Yes.
of them as a wireless access point that's mounted on the ceiling,
Right.
is your mesh network.
Okay.
The gateways communicate with each other. These guys are endpoints, so do not add to your mesh network.
Okay.
They're individual endpoints.
As a leader in access control and other hardware on the security market, with the way encryption is going these days and things being hackable, can you tell me about Dormakaba's unique position on smart card technology as well as procs?
So proximity technology is the old school way of doing things.
Right.
It has its purpose in the market. It's cost effective.
Yes.
But the downside to it being cost effective is that it's very easily clonable. There are entire businesses downtown pride themselves on bring me your proximity card and I'll scan it for you and I'll copy it and you're on your way.
Exactly.
Right? So now what good is your access control system if your proximity credential has been cloned? It operates on 125 kilohertz in terms of a frequency. Now, when you migrate to a smart solution,
Right.
you're looking at 13.56 megahertz. So right off the bat, that's a higher encryption.
Yes.
In addition to that, the way it works is if your data is being copied through a card scanner,
Yes.
it only can successfully clone up to 50% of it. Now, when I take my card and I go to a reader and I scan it, only 50% of the data is on this card. Therefore, I don't have access to the facility. It's an added level of security to serve as a deterrent for any potential vandalism. Now, we are seeing in the market, there are folks who are getting creative and they are slowly cracking away at the smart tech.
On the V2.
Most definitely.
Yes.
So what we've discovered, a higher level of encryption that we can offer our clients that sits within the Keyscan and the RCI portfolio. And they are the MyFair, DesFire, EV2 credentials.
Okay.
And that is the highest level of encryption within the Dormakaba family.
Yes.
And that is what I would recommend for majority of your flagship clients.
And that is part of the Aurora family.
Almost definitely.
Before we go, can you tell us about the web app?
Of course. So we discovered a void in the market. Folks would come up and say, hey, AJ, we love Aurora, but we would love to see a mobile application. What we discovered is we can offer our clients a soft client. So the soft client is basically Aurora Web. It enables you to utilize 90% of the features that your end user would use. Things like add a credential, disable a credential, create a schedule, set group access levels, holiday schedules. The whole gambit can be done on Aurora Web. You as a networking specialist would just have to open up a couple ports on the back end. Your client is none the wiser.
Yes.
And to them, using their Google, Chrome, Safari, whatever, as long as you have access to a browser, you can access your Aurora system from the comfort of your PJs at home.
Well, folks, until then, keep watching the Delmi Training Institute's channel. We're going to bring you cutting-edge technology as well as up-to-date information from the ADI Expo here at the Toronto International Congress Center. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.